Over the years, Ghostbusters has crossed streams with other well-known franchises. This has included a comic series that played host to an Ecto-1 Transformer, and even Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle action figures that gave Raphael a mustache. But some of these more imaginative melding of franchises came in the way of the Ghostbusters cartoon series, both the real Ghostbusters and Extreme Ghostbusters. And I guess I really shouldn't say they were crossovers, more like an homage. I mean, here on the Ghostbusters News YouTube channel, we already took a look at the Simpsons episode, as well for all you B-movie horror fans out there, the ghostly takes of Killer Clowns from Outer Space, and even Hellraiser, with the latter two coming from Extreme Ghostbusters. And you know what? Today, that's exactly what we're going to be talking about. Another episode of Extreme Ghostbusters, this time giving a wink to Men in Black. Now before we go any further, we should mention that both Extreme Ghostbusters and Men in Black, the animated series, they were produced by Adelaide. Also, both were distributed by Columbia TriStar. So if you've ever wondered why these shows they look so much alike, well, there you go. Oh, and before I forget, Adelaide and Columbia TriStar, they also had a hand in the Godzilla cartoon series, which no doubt explains this.
Check this out.
Ghostbusters 10? Am I missing something here?
Yeah, parts 3 through 9.
The episode, entitled Grease, begins with a nighttime security guard watching The X-Files?
Look at him, Sculder. Antenna, green skin, bug eyes. Do I have to write you a letter?
I'm sure there's a scientific explanation for this.
The TV, it cuts out, which draws his attention to a security camera, and we see... I mean, I don't really know what we see. I mean, that kind of looks like a gremlin. The security guard goes to investigate, and he dies? I mean, what else happened there? That would-be gremlin, I think it just killed a man. We cut to the Ghostbusters firehouse, and Garrett, he's just trying to get online.
I'm trying to drum up some publicity for us by creating a website. It would be nice if I could get to the US online homepage!
You don't want to surf the net anyway. The government uses it to keep tabs on everyone. While you're looking at it, it's looking at you.
Claiming the government is watching you and reading a conspiracy book, Kylie Griffin was way before her time.
I'll tell you why you can't get the computer to work.
Probably because I haven't paid the bill. Along with the phone bill, the gas bill, the electric bill, and the water bill.
Evidently, the Ghostbusters are experiencing a bit of a dry spell. Turns out the internet issue is not due to a lack of payment. Instead, you gotta blame that gremlin.
The only witness had this to say.
Monster. Monster. Monster!
Oh great, he's not dead after all. Which I guess means this ghost gremlin, it doesn't really want to physically hurt you, it just wants to destroy anything mechanical, which in this case took down the internet. Being they are strapped for cash, the Ghostbusters, they take it upon themselves to investigate the disturbance. But it doesn't take long for the MIB agents, or I mean FBI agents, known as Jack Stone and Harry Gannon to show up.
Bureau suspects sabotage, which means you're now in our jurisdiction. I want everybody off the premises and all evidence handed over to me, and I want it done 5 minutes ago.
The Ghostbusters get tossed aside, and somehow these FBI agents, they've never heard of the Ghostbusters? I mean, really?
Who are those guys?
I don't know. Said this was the work of demons. Offered to fumigate the place.
I mean, I don't want to sound like a conspiracy theorist here, but you guys cover things up, right? You've had to hear them, but I guess this is the Extreme Ghostbusters. I mean, they only lasted 1 season, and to some they are easily forgettable, so let's continue.
We're dealing with a gremlin.
Wait a minute, it actually is a gremlin? I mean, I was just calling that because it kind of looked like one with its face and big ears.
They dismantle anything mechanical, and the bigger, the better. Ever hear of the Titanic?
Following the trail of mechanical disturbances, this leads them to the subway. And wait a minute, I've seen this one before. The Ghostbusters repair the rails, workers fix the electronics, and Garrett places Letterman above Oprah. A man of taste, no doubt.
We are gonna be on Letterman. Oprah, at least.
While this goes on, they bump into the feds, and Garrett, he gives him his card. And Eduardo, the series' Peter Venkman-like character, wouldn't you know it, he serves as the voice of reason.
We don't want to hear from the feds, man.
Agents Jack Stone and Harry Gannon, you know what? I'm just going to call them Agent J and H. They are seen researching the Extreme crew, and this provides a bit of added backstory to each character for those that may be new to the series. And of course, in Walter Peck fashion, this does not bode well for the Ghostbusters.
They're dangerous. Get me surveillance. I want a full report of their exact whereabouts, and I want it 5 minutes ago. We're bringing them down.
We're then led to believe that New York's phone lines are having issues, but it turns out that's not the case, which leads to this rather embarrassing payoff.
Ghostbusters? Wait a minute, that rings a bell. Oh yeah, your service was disconnected this morning.
Right, the gremlin.
No, non-payment of your bills.
As the Ghostbusters head back to the firehouse, we learn that the gremlin got a hold of the Ecto-1, the monster.
Oh, for Pete's sake.
They realized the gremlin, it was following them, so they retraced their steps back to the phone company, and it turns out the FBI, they are watching their every move.
What was that?
Booby trap. They're onto us.
Eduardo and Garrett, they take an elevator, leading to a few fantastic moments.
We're gonna die, man! We're gonna die!
Oh, and this one's also pretty good. While this is happening, Kylie and Roland manage to capture the gremlin, or ghost, or gremlin ghost. I didn't know a gremlin was a ghost and a ghost could be a gremlin.
It's here.
Wait a minute there, Garrett. The ghost, it's been caught, which means, well, we know what that means. Not knowing the job is done, Garrett, he fires a proton stream at the FBI.
Terrorism, sabotage, conspiracy, breaking and entering, and assaulting federal officers are felonies. You're under arrest.
Now arrested and being transported by plane, Egon, he shows up with Slimer and...
Slimer, it's up to you.
Well, great, they're all gonna die now.
At least take a look at the ghost trap. That's where the gremlin is.
If I do, will you shut up?
Sure, take a look at the ghost trap. What could possibly go wrong? Oh, what's that? The MIB or FBI, they think it's a bomb? And Agent J, he's gonna defuse it?
We're alive.
Must have been a dud.
And yeah, I'm pretty sure we all saw this coming.
Take these off, and I'll sign a full confession.
Oh, come on now, like he'd really fall for that.
Look at me. What am I gonna do? Run away? My legs are useless. Oh.
Wait, you're not really gonna fall for that, are you?
Never underestimate the abilities of the physically challenged.
Tommy Lee Jones, you're not.
Matt, come out wherever you are.
Did Garrett just quote Cape Fear? Did we get a Cape Fear reference in an episode of Extreme Ghostbusters? Garrett finds the gremlin and the FBI, they find Slimer, leading to this wonderful exchange. This of course leads to the agents thinking that Slimer is the gremlin, and Garrett, he decides to reenact his favorite scene from Snakes on a Plane. And as you'd expect, the Ghostbusters, they one-up the FBI and they save the day.
What have we learned here today? Never open a gremlin-filled ghost trap.
The episode ends with the Ghostbusters, well, really just Garrett in particular, being a bit perturbed, as the FBI, they do what the FBI do, ensuring that nobody ever hears about the gremlin, but instead what really caused the disturbance.
The cause? Microwaves, emitted by a surveillance satellite.
What? But the gremlin! Our publicity! What happened?
It needs to be said that eventually Ghostbusters and Men in Black, they did receive an official crossover. It was called Ghostbusters Men in Black Ectoterrestrial Invasion, and it was a board game released by IDW Games. Oh, and they would also be the subject to a recent Twitter poll. And, what? I mean, I like Men in Black, but seeing the ratio difference here. Seriously, if this is what people think, we need to turn back now. Because we, as a society, are doomed. Seriously, Men in Black over Ghostbusters? No, I'm leaving. I can't take that. No.